We are going to move on to our next speaker now. Her name is Suzy Dent. She's a fellow Aussie as well, but she's in the UK at the moment. We all are doing lots of traveling around. She's an inspirational mindset speaker. So she loves all things mindset. She's talks about age of empowerment, communication, well-being. She's the author of a book called 60 is the Next 60 is the new 40. I like that. The ultimate guide to defying age. I'm going to start that again because I need a coffee. 60 is the new 40, the ultimate guide to defying age. Because age is just a number, right? She's all about exploring the transformative power of mindset and self-perception in the realm of aging. And she's able to do that through her writing and her speaking engagement. She's been all over the media in the UK. She's been having such a fabulous time. And we've just been watching her going, you go, girl. She's just popping up on the news, popping up on little sessions, and she just looks like she's having such a great life. So I'm going to get her to share with us some of that and some words of wisdom now.
Thank you so much, Annie. And hi, everyone. Lovely to see you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you are in the world. I'm so blessed to be here with all of these amazing women from all over the world today and share a little bit about my story and my journey with you. When we were young, a lot of us were raised as young women to be seen and not heard. I know a lot of us are of a certain age, but that's how our parents raised us as children. And then when we became women, we also realised that we were still seen and not heard. Women of a certain age were raised to not have a voice in society. We were raised to be quiet, to accept things with grace, even though we were gritting our teeth at the time. As a film and television hair and makeup artist in 1986, I had the misfortune to spend a day working with a very huge international star who decided that he would grope me all day, which is now called sexual assault. At the end of the day, I hid in a cupboard so that I wouldn't be further sexually assaulted by him. This all happened in full view of all the men in the studio with me. 1986 was a time where women didn't have a voice, where sexual assault wasn't actually sexual assault towards women, that men would touch us with impunity, as I'm sure there's many women here who were groped when they were younger. When we see the statistics of 4 out of 5 women in their lifetime being sexually assaulted in their entire lifetime, they're huge numbers. In 2014, I came forward to use my voice and to find my voice in a huge court case against this man. And I came forward for other women who were little girls when he sexually assaulted them. It was in England, and I was flown to England by the prosecution to be part of this case, one of 9 women and 1 man who were chosen by the judge in this huge, huge case in England, which was the first of its time to actually listen to women who were survivors of historical crime. And finally, we were not just seen, but we were heard and listened to, and action was taken. The man, his name is Rolf Harris, he was found guilty and jailed for 5 years and 9 months for the sexual assault and the pedophile that he actually was. It was a massive case. This man, this actor, this entertainer used his power, his position and his money to take advantage of his position in the world, which we've now seen since the 2017 hashtag going viral with the Me Too movement that many men in the entertainment industry have done for a very long time. Having all you women here, all using your voice and all speaking up is so empowering. It's amazing to see you guys here. Now being a woman, like Annie said, I've been in England. I came here for 3 weeks and I ended up staying for 3 months. And I've been so blessed to have international press all around the world for a few years now. I've been seen by big numbers, 30 million people, which is huge numbers. I know it's been intimidating, that sort of number, but I'm really lucky that I've decided to use my voice for myself and for other women, and to champion other women and to champion our voices so that we can be heard. To be called the voice of millions over here is it's a huge responsibility, and it takes a lot of grit. to come forward in a case back in 2014, where all of us, thank you so much, where all of us were given lifetime immunity from the judge because society wasn't ready to actually accept what we were saying. Society wasn't ready to hear bad things about this man who so millions of people loved and idolized from when they were young. It takes a lot of grit and determination to put yourself forward in the world, to be judged and found wanting by so many people. So for many years there were people around the world getting their Suzy hate on. Not that they knew what I looked like or what my name was, or the other survivors for that matter. But there was 9 of us and 1 man. And we stood up to society, and we stood against everyone, and we went against the grain, and we let our voices be heard. And in that courtroom with me, I was assaulted when I was 12. There were women there who were assaulted when they were, not by him, by someone else. When he assaulted 7-year-olds, there was a 7-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 15-year-old, and we were middle-aged women inside that courtroom with our little girls not letting us be quiet, finally. And we made change in the world. And this case has become historical in the changes that it's made in England, New Zealand, America, Australia, Malta, South Africa. It's quite empowering to be a woman at the beginning of such a huge movement. And since 2014, I've used my voice to empower other women, to help other women, to help women like you. We all have a story, and it's so important that we use our voice and step up and use it to help ourselves and help others, because you know what? You never know who you're going to heal into. You never know the voice that you're going to get. It's very important, though, when you do get an opportunity to have international press, that you're ready for the press, that you know what your story is succinctly, that you know how to deliver on camera. Really important. Like, it's really important that you deliver on camera in the right way. Sometimes you're in live situations where you need to know how to control the narrative of a situation. And when I was here, this man actually died, and I was inundated with press. I brought my selfie light with me, which Annie then shares with me that she takes her selfie light with her as well around the world. But the thing is if you have to be prepared to receive the press that you believe that you're going to receive, So preparation is key, and being prepared to be a speaker and step up and share your story is really important. So who here can put a yes in the chat if you've got a story and you've got a powerful story that you can share and you can help change the world? Because we all do. And we all have stories. Since 2014, I've kind of walked away from my 40-year career in television, and I've used all my background, and it's a big passion of mine to help other women speak. Thank you. I can see you all in the chat there. And I'm a skills presentation coach now. I help you find your story. I help you present yourself in the right way. I help you learn how to control the narrative of the press. So in the last lot of press I've done, instead of giving the press the negative things that they've wanted, I've conducted myself with grace and turned things around and made it about compassion and healing, and to come about change in a loving and kind way, in a caring way, and to talk about survivors rather than the aggressive way that the press really wanted me to talk about. So it's really important that you know how to present things. In my book, 60 is the New 40, The Ultimate Guide to Defying Age, I talk about mindset and I talk about communication. And as a 61-year-old woman, years young woman now, I really feel that I'm not responsible to share, but I feel the woman that I am now, I really want to share with younger women. I want to share the things that I've learned in life and help them, because each generation that goes past, we're the ones that share, we're the ones that help the younger generation get through. This is how women support themselves all the time. And when we tell our stories, sometimes somebody will hear our story and they will go, wow, that happened to me, and they will feel a solidarity with your story. And if you can help just one person with your story, they can begin their healing journey, because you know what? The only way we heal is when we speak. And we have to watch out the way we communicate. I like to say we need a communication upgrade as we get older. I talk about this in my book. You can't be communicating the same way as you did when you're in your 20s and 30s. And I don't just mean communicating with others. I mean the words you use to communicate with yourself. You got to be careful with your mindset and the words you think about yourself and how you describe yourself to yourself. That helps to empower yourself if you're using the right words and the positive words to describe yourself to yourself, to the words you use to describe yourself to others, how you use your mind to move forward and your mindset to achieve everything that you wish to achieve in life. It's so very important to kind of get on a really good path. And as we get older, we learn these skills and these gifts that we can use for ourselves and for others. I have a great special at the moment. I'm happy to, for anyone around the world, if you pay for the postage, I will give you my book for free. So you can read about 60 is the new 40. And you don't have to be 60. You do kind of have to be 40 though, because I also talk about menopause and the changes that we go through with menopause. Because you know what? If you haven't dealt with stuff from your past, when menopause comes, it's going to hit you in the face and you're going to have to deal with it when you get to menopause, whether you like it or not. And this is the time in life when we go through these changes that we need to deal with the stuff that we've been carrying around. And if you've got a lot of baggage there, you're going to be dealing with it in menopause whilst you're sweating profusely, let me tell you. And then you come out the other side as a strong, empowered woman that you were meant to be. Life is a fantastic journey, ladies and gentlemen. You know, staying open and listening to all the amazing speakers that we have here, joining us from all the way around the world today. You're going to learn so many things from so many people. So take it all on board. I take on very few people to coach with my skills presentation. But if you've got a big story, and you really want to learn how to be in front of the press, how to control the narrative, how to get the sort of publicity and press that I've been getting. I'm in this unique position now where I actually get to say to people, you can just Google me and you can see all my latest interviews. And then there's just more pages and pages and pages of stuff on Google about me, which is an amazing place to be and one that I'm very humbled to be at. And I feel that talking about grit and grace, it's taken a lot of grit to be the woman that I am today. And it's also important that you conduct yourself with grace and not coming from a place of ego when you're trying to help other people heal, because each time you speak, you never know who you're going to reach. One program I spoke at, they had 3 million people watching. I'm glad I didn't know that at the time. And you have to make sure you don't let the numbers intimidate you, but there's a choice, there's a chance there with what we're doing now with social media to reach many, many people with your message and to really make some lasting change in the world. And now I'm part of this historical case that I've actually seen on 2 dramas now, which is amazing. When you're watching a drama and they say Operation Nutri, I'm like, oh gosh, that's so exciting. Wow. It's amazing. So I just want to send lots of love to everybody here today. And I'm very, very grateful to be here with all of you. And I love listening to all of you speak. And for any of you that want to join me, SuzyDent.com, please go onto my website. There's a free ebook there for you, my 10 top tips to aging gracefully, and you can download that. Like I said, I've also got my book for the first 10 people who want to approach me. I'll send it to you just for the postage. And I also have a course, the 30-day Disrupt Aging Challenge. I know in 30 days you can disrupt your aging process. Well, I know. There you go, Annie, with all my hints and tips about diet and exercise and mindset and communication and all the things that will help you in the life where you are right now, to kind of get over the other side and come out the shining, beautiful queens that you actually are. So thank you, Annie, for having me. Thank you all very much for listening to me. And I send you all blessings and grace with grit attached to it. Because sometimes it takes a lot of grit to get up and talk. And I know many of you here are not seasoned speakers, and doing something like this can be a little bit scary, but the more you do it, the more empowered you become, the more your message gets to reach many people. So thank you all very much for joining me. Thank you, Annie, for bringing us all together. It's been amazing.
interrupt. How about we all just stand up and congratulate? Oh, here we are on my screen. I just want you to wiggle up, get up off your stands and just go, I want to congratulate Suzy for just putting herself out, like for what she has just been through in her story, letting her truth be heard, backing herself. Talk about true grit, you know, to be able to put yourself out in the public arena to share this story when everyone would say, don't do it, you won't be believed, you won't be backed, you know, it's not worth it, all of that sort of stuff. When you're going against Goliath, Suzy Dent, congratulations for doing that, but also because not just for yourself, because your story matters, for every girl that you represent in the world. And I know that, you know, the stats are 1 in 4. I'm one of them. The world I work in, it feels like it's 1 in 2. Like seriously, it's just insane on how much abuse has happened and at all degrees, but none of it is okay. None of it's acceptable. And I'm just so proud that women like you are willing to back themselves and to do the hard yards and to just to be able to do that. And then now look at the incredible value. The other side of that is, yes, there's the issue that was dealt with, but then there's that other issue that you're really encouraging us along and say, you know what, when something happens, even if it's bad, you can then turn that into a positive story. You can use your grit to get through it. You can have grace in the way you come out of it. You can now use that story, and we've all got stories of different kinds. And we've got family stories, life stories, professional stories. We've all got stories that can then build our global brands, speaking at events, publishing, getting on in media. And but with that, you need to, exactly as Suzy said, you need to know how to show up so that when you have that moment, when you have that few moments of fame and someone's listening to your story, how are you giving the best of you to that moment, to that person who's listening to you? Are you equipped and ready to do that? You know, can you speak off the cuff? Are you media trained? Can you make the most of that opportunity? Because once they start rolling, you can snowball, right? You don't want to waste that opportunity. So it is a dream come true, but you want to be ready for the dream. And that's what I always encourage people to do. How do you position yourself so that when that gold nugget goes right in front of you and you go, oh, here's an opportunity, you are ready off the couch instantly. Just go, yep, I'm ready for that moment. That's the level that you're wanting to get. Those of you who are wanting to move into this space, because, you know, that's then joy. You don't want to go, oh, I'll get ready when I have an opportunity. One, those opportunities will not come because you won't be truly wanting them. You won't be bringing them into your life. You won't be looking for them, and people will know that you're not prepared for them. So get prepared. Definitely, that's a beautiful offer from Suzy. So definitely just pop in the chat your deets, work it out amongst yourselves. And we will, thank you so much for that. So what a beautiful guest you are. Loved hearing from you, and particularly because I know you're just about to jump on a plane.
I am, yes.
And come back to us.
Tomorrow night, exciting. Quickly, everybody, I had my passport nicked a week ago. I was supposed to be on the plane. Talk about grit and grace. One minute my backpack was on my back and the next minute it wasn't, with my passport and my wallet. And that's a moment in another country that's, you know, the night before you're actually leaving. Then I had to change tickets, and it's a bit of stress, and your hands are just like, oh my gosh, you know, this is happening. But you handle things in the way that you have to handle it, you know, and you handle things with grace. And I realized I'm a big believer that life sometimes sends us these lessons, and then maybe I wasn't supposed to be on that plane, or maybe my son, who's 21, wasn't supposed to be driving to the airport last week at night to pick me up. You know, you just never know. And yes, it was costly, and the airport charged me a lot of money, but it's only money. I'm safe and I'm okay. And it reminded me of how much resilience I actually have, and how much strength and all that sort of stuff, you know. So it was an amazing moment. So tomorrow I'm on a plane, and I checked in before I came on. So I'm like, oh, it's one step further.
You're coming. You're definitely coming. You're coming our way.